This is a basic overview of Google Calendar, which is a tool I absolutely love. So starting place, if you go, I'm at my Google search page, it's google.com. I'm logged in on the account that I want to use. I can find Google Calendar in my apps here. These move around depending on which ones you use the most, so you might have to click more to find it, or even more. But the calendar for me is here. It's different for other people. Another way to get the calendar is to type calendar.google.com, and that'll get you to calendar as well. And here's my calendar. You'll notice over here I'm in month view, but I can do 5-day view. I can do week view and day view. So I can actually see, here's my Google Nuts and Bolts class that I have to teach today. My favorite view is month view. I have my settings. I have some different kind of looks for the calendar that can be viewed. Okay, so not much of a change. I have a mini calendar here, so if I'm scrolling through, well, I could scroll up a month and back a month here, but I could also use this mini calendar and kind of look for something real more quickly. I'm up all the way January 15th, January 22nd, and it's set me all the way to January 2015. To get back home very quickly, I can click today and go today. To add something, I would click well, let me first show you. I have multiple calendars here. So this is my primary calendar that's associated with this account. My wife, Jennifer Jarvis, shared her account with me, and she gave me rights to add things and edit things. She can add things to my calendar as well. I have my class calendar that I created here. So I just created a calendar. Here. Create a new calendar. That was to create an event. I'll get back to that on later. And I have several other calendars. And then down below, I have, in addition, more calendars. So I have other calendars. So here I have, I could say, phases of the moon. I'll show you where to find that. So now I have the phases of the moon. You could search for public calendars, holidays of the United States. So, and it's obviously showing Independence Day here. So, or I could not view it. Or I could say, I don't want to see my wife's calendar, I just want to see my own stuff here. Or I just want to see my wife's. Or I could further go here and click the little drop down and say display only this calendar. And now that's all it's displaying. I could hide the calendar. I could give it a different color. You'll notice the different calendars have different colors. And that is found from here. I'm going to go ahead and show them again. So this one's sort of a pink one. I can change the color to light green, and all of her stuff's in light green. And there's other colors you can use as well. So a lot of customization that's going on here. So you could create, like I said, create a brand new calendar and have multiple calendars on here that you click on and off. You could share a calendar with somebody. So you could search for calendars, other calendars. So I'm going to go browse interesting calendars. So there's sports calendars. So you can look for football or the National Football League, or there's more. There's lots of different calendars that you can get to, and you would get the preview. Week numbers, kind of what that looks like if you had to have the week numbers all with you. View it, and then to subscribe, you would click subscribe. Notice I'm subscribed, but I'm not showing my phases of the moon calendar. I can unsubscribe if I no longer wanted to have that option. So back to calendar was up here. To add an event, let me go here. Let's say tomorrow. You click. Can create up here. Quick add. I like to click on the date. It's my favorite. My favorite view is month view. So let's say tomorrow, I'm going to meet someone for breakfast. Meet Jennifer for breakfast or something. And then down here I have the choice of which calendar I want to add it to. Now Jennifer, my wife, gave me edit options for her calendar. So I could actually put it on her calendar. Although we see both of our calendars. I'm going to keep it on my calendar, and I could just create the event that's just kind of generic, or I could be more detailed about it. Like, for example, this one that says board the vision, do a little scuba diving trip. All I did is say add the event, and it just shows a block. That's all the information it has. It doesn't have the time, location, anything else. And it looks like kind of that block. The other ones that have the time next to it, doctor's appointment, have the actual time next to it, and then I can get more information. For example, on this one, I have the address of the doctor's location and whatnot. So I'm going to click Edit Event for more stuff, and I'm going to have, instead of all day, I'm going to uncheck all day, and I'm going to choose the actual time. Let me say it's 9:30 to 10:30, and then I can do like an actual location. I'm just making something up. Okay, so it's giving me actual locations of things. That looks interesting in Louisiana. So it actually show up on a map for myself. So if Jen would see that and be able to find this location, I can add a further description. Have a different reminder tool here. I could add other people to it. And I could do repeat here. So let's say I wanted to make this breakfast meeting. I wanted it to repeat every week, every 1 week, and have it after, I'll just say have it end on a certain date. Let's have it end on when school starts, maybe. August 21st would be our last one. Isn't that sad? And then I would click Done. So I'm having it added every week. Repeat every 1 week and done. And so now I click Save and I'm back. So here I have the breakfast event every week. Oh, I'm sorry. It was over here. So I thought I kind of blew it. Meet Jennifer for breakfast. Meet Jennifer for breakfast. Since I have a lot of stuff here, I have to click Show 2 more. To get a better view, I can turn off some of the other calendars. So here it is every week here. So that's kind of a convenient thing to add every week. Or I could say, this one's not going to happen. There's a conflict. So I'm going to click it and say delete. And it's going to ask me, only this instance or all of them? All the one following this or all events in the series? Only this instance, okay? So it's every week except this one. So I'm gonna, since this was just sort of fake, I'm gonna just delete it now and say all instances, all of the events. You can delete all of them. I'm gonna show her calendar again in my class one. So now let me share a calendar. I'll share this with one of my other accounts, and I'm gonna go ahead and click Share this calendar. And I'll type in an email address. I've actually already shared it. Kind of nice. I've shared it with my wife here. I'm the owner of the calendar. I could make changes. I could decide I no longer want to have her to have it. I wouldn't want to do that. Here's my work one. I have a new work email, so I might want to delete it from this work email because we take off the K-12 here. So I'm going to add it to the new one. Right here, and I'm going to say save. And do I want to just see all of the details? Manage the events, meaning when I'm logged in at work. Whoops, it's down here. When right now it defaults to just see all the events and details. Can they make changes and add their own events? Can they manage sharing? So could I share it with somebody else when I'm logged in at work? When I'm logged in at work, I want to be able to add events and make changes to those events. So it's really nice when I'm logged in at work and I'm at school and I need to add a personal event. So let's say there's an after hours meeting or a class and I want it on my personal calendar. When I'm logged in here, I can add an event to this calendar. And this calendar is shared with my wife so she could see it. So I have a lot of flexibility here. And I'm going to go ahead and click Save. And now when I log off my personal. Now I'm going to go to work. Go ahead and type in my password. I should be able to get that. So here I'm on the calendar, and I'm Eric Jarvis. A little bit confusing in that I'm Eric Jarvis at work, but the one I shared with myself is also Eric Jarvis, and there it is. But I have different colors for them. So it defaulted to green. I have all those same ones now on my work calendar. I might want to change the color for that, make it purple or something. So that's a little bit on sharing the calendars. Let's move over a little more quickly. I mentioned earlier that my preferred view is month view, so I can go here. But when I close out the calendar and I open it back up, go back to the calendar, and it always comes up by default in week view as a week. So I can change that. I like the month view, so I can go up and click this gear, which is the sort of universal settings tool. Select settings and scroll down, and I could choose my start when the week starts on Sunday or Saturday and or Tuesday. I can set up working hours if it's a work calendar, if someone's inviting me to attend a event that's beyond my working hours. When events pass, you can dim them. I kind of like that. Cannot show the weekends. I like to show the weekends. I love the weekends. And here we go with default view is set to week, which I don't care for. I can set this to month. So now when I go here and if I click save, there are other changes you can make, and I'll let you take a look at that. Click save. I can show the weather. I just noticed that what the weather was. It's going to be now when I close and open my calendar, it's going to come back as the month, which is really cool. I like looking at the month. That's how I need to look at my calendar. And you might have it. Yours might be different. Now we talked about sharing our calendar, and that looked at that, and you can type in the email addresses, and if you're sharing with a whole bunch of people, that could be a little bit tedious. So you can make the calendar public, or you can share with everyone, and they could, if you do that, when somebody searches with the specific name of the calendar, it'll come up. So I can do nothing's coming up. I'm trying to little search. That could be a little bit frustrating in itself. I have a way I like to share my calendar, and I run a website, so having a class website's really helpful. So what I do here, it's calendar setting. So instead of share this calendar, I go to calendar setting here, not the calendar setting here. This is for all the calendars. This is for just this calendar. Calendar setting. And I can here give this specific calendar its own name. Eric Jarvis. I could say Eric Jarvis's personal calendar. Okay. And other stuff that I can do. And here's the code for sharing it. You don't have to know what all this stuff means, but you just copy this into the HTML section of your WordPress or Google Sites page, or you give this code whoever your web manager is. I like to go ahead and go here and click the customization, and the calendar title. Type that. So instead of just eJarvis, it would say that here. I can change the size 800 pixel by 600 pixels. Pretty good. I could have it be a week view. Once again, I like the Monday. Change maybe have a border around it. I think I'll keep that. The end user, can change to week view if they like. They can print it. They can look at agenda. But this is what it would look like to them. Personal calendar. So, and let's see. Once again, I think I chose the wrong calendar, so that's why there's nothing on it. So I'm going to go to a different calendar, or I could have my online calendar be multiple calendars. I'll do my personal calendar and my work calendar and publish that. So the calendars I want to publish and embed are right down here. And this is kind of nice because I work with another teacher and I have a homework calendar. And then I added their homework calendar. So we have both homework calendars. I assign different colors to them. And so my partner teacher's homework assignments are on the calendar and my homework assignments are on the calendar. You could do the same here. So I can even put holidays are in red. So I have my work calendar, personal calendar, and holidays. So might want to change the name just to Eric's calendar then, since it's more than just my personal calendar. So here it is. Change the size. Here's my code. Just grab this code. If you know HTML, you can customize it, but just make sure you have it all. Control C to copy or right click copy. So now I'm going to go to my website and embed this on a web page in Google Sites, and I'll go ahead and demo that. Okay, so we talked about sharing calendars, and you could add, click on these and say share with somebody, share this calendar. You could search for other people's calendars, but when I'm sharing the calendar with a lot of people, I have a different way I like to kind of go about it. I like to just make the calendar public, but be careful. So these are my personal calendar and then my work calendar. I don't want everything public on it, so I might make another calendar. Down here, my calendars, create a calendar. So I might call it something like my class calendar. Okay, and I can make this calendar public. Open with the public with anybody. So that would be like parents. Now I'm going to click the create the calendar. I'm getting a warning. This is going to be public. Anyone can see this. So on my public calendar, my class calendar, can change the color. Maybe let's make it, since it's public, I really want to maybe make it orange. I'm going to click here and add some stuff. Back to school night. And add the time and whatnot. Choose the calendar, my class calendar. This one's public. So I can do the time here. Once again, maybe that's at 6:30 to 8:30. You get the idea. Save. So I added that. Back to school night. I could say field trip. Or something. Do class calendar. Okay, this calendar is public. So if I wanted to, to make sure, calendar settings, so this is my personal one, share this calendar. I don't have it public, but it is with other San Luis Coastal people because it's shared with other San Luis Coastal people. So I'm going to go back to my calendar. But people have to be logged in to see it. That old one. So this one's public, these orange ones. You might want to make a public calendar. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to calendar. I like to publish the calendar on a website and to get people to subscribe to it. If it's actually for a lot of people, it's not convenient for me to type in for a whole bunch of emails on share this calendar and type 30 addresses or 60. So what I'm going to do instead is go here, click here, and I'm going to say calendar settings. And here also, it's a public calendar, as I can see right here. I'll go calendar details. And down here I can embed it. Here's the embed code. Embed means you're going to place it within a website. And I highly recommend learning Google Sites or WordPress. All that stuff's getting easier and easier. If you don't have it, you can grab this code, give it to a webmaster of your school site, say, hey, I want this calendar public so everyone can see. You only have to publish it once, and then every time you add an event on it, it's published online. You don't have to think about doing this again. I'm going to click Customize here. This is the calendar I'm going to publish. I have a public homework calendar, and then my partner teacher has a public homework calendar. She shared it with me. They're both public. I could check a different calendar and have both our homework calendars showing on one embedded page. So I can give this a name, and that's just something really cool you can use. Give it a different calendar title. That one's fine, but I could change it. I can change the size here. 800 by 600, that's a pretty good size. So there's some customization you could do. Add a border. The border looks pretty nice, okay? So now what I can do is highlight this. This is the code. Right click and copy. Okay. And then I could go publish that on a website, which is real simple. And I'll show you really quickly, even though this isn't a Google Sites class. I'll just go ahead and do that. So I need to go to my site. I'm going to sign out of this one. It's on a different account. And this is how fast. And I only have to do this once. So you could get somebody to do it for you. I go to my sites. I go to the site that I created for this and other classes. I create a page right here. And just kind of a teaser. Call it calendar. And create it. Boom. And go ahead and I'm in the editing. I have to type the HTML code. So I got to go into the code. Google Sites lets me go into the code right here. HTML, Hypertext Markup Language. And this is the intimidating part, but all I do is I click paste and update. And that's what it's going to look like. If I want to edit, if I delete it, change how it's set up. The gear lets me mess with the settings, so change the size if it's too long, too wide. I can just kind of experiment with these numbers. And then when I click save, I get to see here's the calendar, and it's published on the web. And so people could see this. And then the real cool thing is they could subscribe to it by clicking here. So they click here, they're logged into Google, they click here, and then they subscribe to this calendar. And it'll just get, do you want to add this calendar? And they'll say yes. And then they'll have the calendar just embedded on theirs. It's really cool. One last teeny little glitch that I saw that I think it was a Google Sites thing is I don't have my name of my calendar. And once again, I just can go into editing mode here. Click the calendar, click the gear, and I didn't notice that I actually have to choose these. I usually use WordPress myself, so show navigation buttons. I don't know why I had to add that again. I might have accidentally clicked something else. So I can include the title, custom title. And there we go. There we have it. And that should look a little bit better once I click save. There it is. So, boom, they can move through. And really that powerful thing is then they subscribe to the calendar.